Located in the heart of Stanley Park, next to downtown Vancouver, the aquarium here is not just a haven for marine life, but also a hub for aquatic rescue missions.
The Vancouver Aquarium is an incredible place. We've been here since 1956, so we're approaching our 70th year in operation. So in that history, over 3,000 marine mammals have been rescued, rehabilitated, and sent back into the wild.
Shout out if you know what stat means. What's stat, guys? Poop. Yep, stat is poop. So one scientist had the unlucky job of digging through some sea lion poops.
Tell me about this exhibit that we're in right now. I mean, we see Burnaby Narrows behind you, so these are all local places from here in British Columbia.
Exactly, yeah. So how we've kind of laid it out in the gallery here is each kind of exhibit that you see is kind of focused on an area in and around the western coast of BC. So in this case, we're Burnaby Narrows. So when you look in this exhibit, we're doing our best to showcase what you would find at Burnaby Narrows. So on the west coast of Vancouver Island, you're finding certain species in here, bat sea stars, things that you wouldn't find maybe kind of closer to Vancouver, but that you are finding out by Burnaby Narrows. So.
And they're highlighted very well. I mean, it's a real snapshot, a live snapshot of what we're seeing without me ever having to put on a scuba suit.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's exactly the idea. We're kind of putting that for people that might not get to see it or might not get to go out scuba diving. So.
What has been one of the ones that is maybe most unique to British Columbia than other parts of the world?
So it's hard to pick one. I will say there's one just kind of to our left here where we're showcasing these hard corals that you can only find really, really deep. There's this one little pinnacle that we've located just off the Sunshine Coast. It comes up just at our dive limits. And that means that we're able to go out every once in a while, actually collect some of those specimens, and we can take the ones that we've had here for a while, put them back out, basically do a swap, and so we're able to bring those here and showcase them to people, which you would never see at most dive limits as well, so it's kind of unique.
So how many sea lions do we have here?
We have about 10 sea lions. Most of our sea lions here are stellar sea lions, which is a local species, and they're also the largest species in the world.
Large by weight, you mean? How heavy are these?
By weight, very heavy. These females are around 200 pounds each. Wow. They range in size depending on their age. In the ocean, they might live to maybe 10 to 15, maybe 20 if they were lucky. And here at the aquarium, the sea lions' lifespans are extended sometimes by double.
Wow. I mean, it's a major tourist attraction here, the Vancouver Aquarium.
Absolutely.
But it's not just for our viewing pleasure. You've got many programs happening here.
Absolutely, yeah. Training happens with every single animal here at the aquarium every single day, regardless of whether visitors are here to see it or not. So it's really important for their health care, but it's also been really essential for research purposes. All of these animals here have been really critical for partnership with the University of British Columbia to learn about their natural history here in BC and how we can support their conservation and their ocean counterparts.
What happens with that information on the whole? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it can really inform policy changes and also changes in our day-to-day life. So, for example, these stellar sea lions have had a lot of trouble in the ocean here. Their populations have declined about 80% since the 1980s.
So what are we talking about in terms of numbers? I mean, is it thousands? Is it thousands upon thousands?
Thousands upon thousands of sea lions. All the management groups that can contribute to how we fish our food, how we make sure that we are sharing with all of the other animals here, and making sure that we diversify our food needs is really important.
So the Vancouver Aquarium, we have over 65,000 animals and 120 exhibits here. It's also a place where we have many rescued marine mammals.
Yeah, so we have 8 rescue sea otters here at the aquarium that are split in these 2 habitats here. So over here we have some of our adults. We have Katmai here who's 11 and Hardy here who's 7 years old.
Wow, and in terms of where these otters come from, is it here in the BC?
So 4 of them are actually from Alaska. One's from Washington, and then the other 3 off Vancouver Island. So most of these otters will be rescued when they're just about a week old, so as pups.
Now, what is the average lifespan of these guys in the wild and here at the aquarium?
Yeah, so it's roughly the same for both of it, and it's 20 to 25 years of age. Yeah.
So who's the oldest here?
So our oldest right now is Katmai. She's the blonde one in the middle. So these guys get blonder as they age, similar to how we get gray hair. So we have quite a young group of otters here. Oldest is 11, and our youngest is 2.
Why is it important to educate people about the rescue efforts here at the aquarium, do you think?
Well, specifically for sea otters are a keystone species out in the ocean, so they play an extremely big role on their ecosystem. And without them out in the ecosystem, it can fully collapse, which we did see quite a few decades ago during the fur trade. So having these guys here and rehabilitating them to show them to the public and create those connections, it gets people to fall in love with them because they're cute. And then it makes them want to care for our oceans and other animals out there. So we can all play a role to help out these guys.
Love it. I want to have an aquatic adventure with one of these guys. How could you not love these guys?
Oh, they're adorable. Everything they do is adorable.
From dynamic displays to immersive exhibits, the Vancouver Aquarium promises a stunning adventure. Dean Atwell, Joy Television.